and welcome to The Big Picture, the show that gives you news, views, and controversial commentary on the issues of the day. The Purdue University Technology Center will be located at 93rd Avenue and I-65 in Maryville, Indiana. The center will nurture new businesses that we're working on research and development and technology. We're going to discuss this matter today with our co-host, Theodore McClendon from the McClendonReport.com. Welcome to the show.
Good to be here once again, Gerard.
It's technology.
Technology.
It's technology. We got it all over the table here today. You know, what is this? What do we have here?
Looks like a Palm Pilot there, Gerard.
Palm Pilot. We got cell phones here.
Wireless.
And look at this puppy here. Look at that.
And what might that be,
That's
Gerard?
called the e-Bookman. How about that?
Wow.
The e-Bookman. You can download 64 full text, full page textbooks to this item.
64 books?
64 books.
Incredible.
Carry it in your pocket.
How about that?
Is this what Purdue is nurturing? You know, there's already a center, a Purdue University Technology Center on the West Lafayette campus.
Yes.
Very successful entity.
Yes.
You know, wonderful state-of-the-art edifice.
Yes.
They did it.
They did it.
But Northwest Indiana, you know, there's been a little animosity. You know, there's been some doubts about this particular entity.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are, you know, a little disgruntled that it's way in South County. You know, but does this mean a brighter day for Northwest Indiana?
I think it does mean a brighter day, and we can put that argument to rest, at least insofar as our show goes. The location of the facility is not as important as the purpose for the facility and the enfranchisement of minority groups and other disenfranchised groups to participate in the incubator. If participation is there, then location is immaterial.
So this whole location thing is somewhat of a smokescreen then, where people, instead of people focusing on the technology incubator, they're focusing on, why isn't it in North County? It should be in North County. It should be in Gary. It should be in Hammond. Do you think that this is a smokescreen?
Smokescreen might be too strong of a word and too presumptuous. Mm-hmm. I just think sometimes you just don't know what the issues are, and you're just trying to protect a part of the population that you think is going to be, once again, disenfranchised. So they mean well, the groups that are against the location of the incubator.
Okay.
But my emphasis is on inclusion. And if groups are included, you know, if someone has a legitimate research project, if someone has a legitimate technology business that he or she wants incubated, my wish is only that they get a chance. And if need be, they'll probably have shuttles going out there if transportation is a problem.
Absolutely. We're looking at an approximately $6 million investment to build the building.
Yes.
And another $1 million to operate during the center's 4-year startup phase.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a good investment?
I think it is. It's speculative, to be sure. It's speculative but you have to be speculative when your bread and butter revenue generating industry is on the wane, okay? When that happens, you have to look for alternate revenue generators, okay? Alternate. This is like searching for alternate fuels.
Okay.
It's an expedition.
Okay.
The incubator is an expedition.
So we're pioneering here.
Absolutely.
We've got a paradigm shift taking place possibly here in Northwest Indiana.
Absolutely.
Now, the harbingers of this project, and we need to mention their names here in a few moments. The harbingers of this project, what do you think their theory is on doing something like this? They see that steel, for the most part, it hasn't gone south, but it's not employing the numbers as it once did in the past. What are the harbingers of this technology center really looking for?
Well, the gentlemen and ladies that comprise the board that will be overseeing the incubator, as well as Congressman Visklosky, Chancellor Jischke, Chancellor Cohen, these individuals that are hearkening in this new facility are doing so, once again, on speculation. But it's studied and reasoned speculation. It's an educated guess that this is what is necessary in the region. Okay, it's an educated guess, okay? There's no certainty here, but then again, there's no certainty when you're drilling for oil.
Right.
There's no certainty when you're mining for gold or diamonds. But you have an educated guess that this is where the gold is.
And there's no certainty when you're starting a business.
Of course not.
And more businesses need incubation,
Exactly.
just like a baby
Exactly.
in neonatal care.
I love that term. That is an excellent and apropos term, an incubator, okay? Small business, as we well know, when it's in its infancy, okay, to use that term, is very delicate, fragile, frail. It needs the warmth, shelter, hence the incubation. It needs that so that it can become, at some point, autonomous and can take care of itself. And that's what this seems to be affording for that type of business.
This is interesting that you would say that, because we got some heavy hitters here, and we just want to make it clear that Chancellor Cohen is on board.
Okay, Purdue Cal.
Over at
Chancellor.
Purdue Cal. You know, Chancellor Dworkin, Purdue North Central. You know, we've got President Jischke, the president of Purdue University, who is batting cleanup here. He really believes in this project for Northwest Indiana. You know, but it's always nice when you have Cal Bellamy as chairman of the board. You've got Pete Visklosky in the mix, and you also have Maimon Powers.
It's a heck of a team, to be sure. And just when we were fortunate enough to have been invited to the groundbreaking, and that was really you know, we're really grateful for that. But just listening to those guys speak, listening to those gentlemen enunciate and elaborate on exactly what's going on was really heartwarming, for lack of a better term, because it gave you courage. It's like, let's move on.
Yes.
And that very august group of individuals seem to be a capable party indeed.
Let's demystify technology.
Sure.
Because I think what happens in the arts and in the sciences, what happens is artists and scientists tend to talk over the heads of people who aren't artists and scientists. And unless it's broken down to some sort of palatable conversation, it seems totally speculative.
Okay.
You know, so let's talk about oh man, how do I want to address this? Let's talk about the guts of art and science. All right. How does an e-bookman come to fruition, or a more powerful, more accurate, clearer cell phone? How do those things occur?
Well, first, they're born in the mind of their inventors and or their innovators. If the technology is already existent, it's still born in the mind of the person that's going to develop it. Hence, it comes in the form of daydreams. It comes in the form of contemplation. Okay, in turning over the concept in the mind. That's the artistic part. But then the nuts and bolts, the mathematical equations, the schematics that have to be drawn, the trial and error, all that is in the scientific realm. And then you kind of put the icing on the case back in the artistic realm with product design. And I hope that sort of addresses that melding of art and science.
And that's a great transition, because I think you just summed up what this incubator could possibly do. You've got the big thinkers, and then you've got these strong science minds in an incubator, 93rd Avenue and I-65,
Yes.
in a situation where they're comfortable enough to explore.
Right.
They're comfortable enough to have money spent on them to do research and development.
See, the operative word is to explore, and they have to be comfortable to explore. See, this isn't, I hope our viewers know this, okay? Certainly Purdue is behind this, and so you think of Purdue, you think a great engineering school, you see, but they wouldn't need this incubator if there wasn't a larger idea on the horizon, or if there wasn't a greater need on the horizon to elevate this region. You see, it's too easy. I'll revisit a comment I made on a previous show about when a gentleman stood up at one business meeting and says, we need to train our children in the sciences, in the hard math and the hard sciences. And that's all well and good, and it's true. But we also need to train them in the innovative mind, creativity, okay? The melding of art and science. And that's what this incubator is about, because only when you use that kind of a synergy, that kind of a hybrid, will you come up with new products and services that will ultimately transform this region. You know, you can go to Purdue, you can go to DeVry, go to MIT and get an electrical engineering degree, okay, a structural engineering degree, okay, and then try to go to the mill and become a metallurgist or something.
Okay.
But that's an old world construct. These people are looking to what is next, and I respect them for that.
We're on the vanguard then.
Yes.
We're on the verge of something new.
It's an exciting time.
What did they say at the beginning of Star Trek episodes?
Willing to boldly go where no man has gone before.
Is this where Purdue's going?
The final frontier, when you speak of that, the final frontier is the mind. The mind is the final frontier.
Well, explain. And I need you to use terms that a third grader could understand.
Okay. It's not anything external to the human mind. It's not space. It's not the moon, our neighboring satellite. It's not Mars. It's not the bottom of the ocean. It's to fathom the human mind. When that's fathomed, fathoming the rest of those things will be academic.
That's funny that you mentioned that. I was thinking about the fax machine the other day, the facsimile machine, and someone had to think how a document can go through phone lines.
Right.
Okay.
My kids ask me all the time.
It's like, how does the paper get through the telephone line?
Right.
You know. Of course, we know that doesn't physically occur.
Right.
So the mind has to contemplate how I can get this document to end up in someone else's office without using a courier that's a physical courier.
Or without teletransportation, which hasn't been founded yet.
Right.
Yet.
It had, the documents not being, teleported.
Right.
Okay. However, that's a deep concept, and thank God that someone could think about the fax machine and then eventually get to the point where the mind could make it a tangible thing and create it.
That's important because it took an intelligent, creative, innovative mind to do that. Not just a geek. You might have geek tendencies.
Okay, be careful with that term, though.
Be careful with that term?
Yes, don't use that term.
A highly technical person devoid of humanity and the human touch, okay? A person governed by numbers, empirical data. Okay? The person that invents a great product like that has a strong degree of that. So to some extent, it's very admirable.
Right.
But he or she also has a great creative mind. And that is what we need to meld.
Right. Right. We're going to continue the discussion with technology here. And I'm really glad you're on the show today because I want to reach even further into the ins and outs of technology and the worth of technology. And we're going to thank you for staying with us on The Big Picture, and please continue with us after the break.
I thought I was doing everything right, but my bone density test showed a T-score of minus 2.9.
T-score?
That means my bone density is about 29% below normal. I have osteoporosis.
I thought only older women got that.
Actually, 55% of people over 50 have osteoporosis, or low bone mass. That's why you need to get a bone density test, so you know yourself to a T. Ask your doctor about a bone density test.
It's the best way to measure the health of your bones.
Learn more about better bone health at nof.org.
Welcome to The Big Picture, news analysis on a critical level. Controversial commentary. Watch the news actively. Read the newspaper passionately. Free your mind. What is a picture? A virtual image of the real thing. A snapshot of events. Not liberal, not conservative. Independent thought from the grassroots to the higher ground. News, views, and controversial commentary on the issues of the day. The Big Picture, the McClendon Report. Let the thinking begin.
Welcome back to The Big Picture.